What we learned about photosynthesis as children is very different from what we learn about photosynthesis in high school. As the content information gets deeper and more complex, the language used to talk about these concepts also becomes more complex. Disciplinary discourse is how experts of a specific discipline use language to talk about shared knowledge. All disciplines have a characteristic disciplinary discourse, even in the mother tongue. So, even if you speak the same mother tongue, when historians, economists, artists, or any group of experts start communicating about their community knowledge, we who are not part of that community cannot easily understand the discourse. However, community discourse is necessary because it guarantees that everyone in the community who shares community knowledge understands each other and reduces chances for misunderstanding. Academic success requires that you know how to manage community discourse. Since community discourse is the most precise way to talk about community knowledge, this type of language is used to write about knowledge. Basically, community discourse is the language of your textbooks, because textbooks have the important function of being reliable sources of knowledge. In fact, in today's information everywhere society, it is essential to have good textbooks in which correct information has been organized accurately and systematically so that students can obtain a precise understanding of disciplinary knowledge. So, textbooks use what is called expository text as opposed to narrative texts that we find in a novel. To comprehend the information in expository texts, we need strategies for deep reading. This is a totally different type of reading from skimming, scanning, and flipping. In fact, deep reading of good textbooks is the most reliable way to understand disciplinary knowledge. So, this is the first goal of the project ReadOn, to help you develop strategies for deep reading, learning to read. The most obvious reason for learning to read is so that you can then read to learn and get the most out of your textbooks, so that your repertoire of learned knowledge is rich, solid, and reliable. The second motivation for mastering the strategy of deep reading is related to what you must read in your professional future. This image illustrates the issue. In the past, jobs were discipline-specific, represented by the full circles at the bottom row. You could be a biologist, economist, historian, and have little to do with other disciplines. As we are becoming more and more knowledgeable about the world around us, discipline boundaries are becoming less and less distinct. This is to be expected, since disciplines are a human invention to simplify nature, behavior, and society, which are all very complex. Today, most jobs are at least interdisciplinary, if not transdisciplinary. For example, running an MRI machine requires not only medical doctors and medical technicians, but also physicists, specialized electrical engineers, and computer programmers. To understand what this means, think about this quote from Education Research. The employment market is changing so dramatically that the jobs of the future probably don't even exist yet. Think about that. Although the school of today teaches disciplines in rather distinct ways, your future jobs will probably need you to think in very interdisciplinary ways, bringing together information from different disciplines to solve problems which we today cannot even imagine. This means the texts you will need to understand tomorrow do not exist today. So you must know how to read deeply. So yes, you need to skim, scan, and flip to survive information inundation. But you must be able to read deeply to 1. Make sure your repertoire of learnt knowledge is rich enough to help you distinguish treasure from trash in this information everywhere society. And 2. You must know how to read deeply so you can understand tomorrow's professional texts, which do not even exist yet. So, welcome to ReadOn. Welcome to this opportunity to learn to read and therefore read to learn. Enjoy and have fun.